Hi friends, it's Becky and I'm excited. I got some friend mail today that I wanted to share with you. Our friend Amy Campbell from Campbell Creations. I will link to her YouTube in the description below, as well as to her Facebook group, which is a fantastic community on Facebook full of other creators who just like sharing their love of beads together, and it's a really great community and I would encourage you to join that group. She sent me a bracelet mandrel. This is something that she is 3D printing. And when she's got an e-commerce site set up and she's ready to start taking orders for it, they're going to be selling it there. And you can see it's got all of the little marks for all of these sizes. It is a nice compact size. I have a bracelet mandrel that I never use. I never use it. It doesn't have any sizes marked on it. It's just a big wooden cone. And it's big and it's bulky. It doesn't have a little rim at the bottom to keep it from tipping over. So it's like, I don't even know where it is right now because I just never use it, but I am definitely going to use this. Look at that. That's her little logo right there on the top. But isn't this great? So I'm going to make some bracelets with y'all tonight, and we're going to go ahead and just make some stuff. And I'm going to use this new tool that I was just sent by the fantastic, amazing Amy Campbell. There we go, see? It fits. So I'm going to be doing that. There were a couple of other things in here. There were these guys right here. Again, with the logo on it. They're really cute. These are for, they're the right size for Beading crimp tubes, if you've got those tubes rolling around. I don't have those because I'm a soft flex crimp kind of gal. But I do have these metal files that fit perfectly in here. And then I can use these to organize these on my desk to have a space for that. But this is fantastic. Like it's going to fit right here on my desk, right to the side of it. It's going to go right over my random bead collector jar. This is when I have beads that roll off my desk and end up under the floor. This is where they eventually end up. So I've got my little random beads jar, but we've got that. And she sent me a really nice little card. It was really fantastic to get that. So thank you, Amy. Let's use her fantastic tool now. Before they actually get the website set up, I believe you can email her about these. I'm not sure how much they are since this was a gift, but you can email her and find out. She's never gonna yell at anybody for for any reason. But there we go. I'm just getting my bracelet back on there. I can't believe I did that without my assistant tool. All right, so I'm gonna set these over here with my metal files. I'm going to use this to size some bracelets. Let's pick out some beads and get some tools out. I am really feeling like doing some wire working, so I'm going to grab some chain nose pliers, some round nose pliers, and some flush cutters for that. I might also do another bracelet after I get done with the wire working one, and if I do that, then I'm going to need some crimpers, so I will also pull that out and have those at a ready. Let's grab the Curated Bead Box, Curated Bead Box. That's what this one is. It was the one for, I think this was the December one. I don't know. It had these like really pretty, like frosty, well, blue and purple sort of colors together. We had a couple of different gemstone beads. We had some turquoise, in fact. I made a whole set with these, with the, what is it called? The thing. I'm going to pull out some of these pearls, these pretty, like, almost mint green pearls. They're like a light aqua. I'm going to use those for my little bracelet that I'm going to make. But yeah, there was a turquoise pendant, and then I used some of the other turquoise beads and made a beaded chain necklace with that. And if you'd like, I will put a link to that tutorial in the description below as well. And I'm just going to do a fairly simple wire bangle. So I've got some 18 gauge wire here that I'm just going to double check. Usually these pearls have a fairly large hole. Yeah, and it's going to fit no problem on this 18 gauge wire. Not any problems at all. I'm going to get about, I'd say 9-10 inches. 10 inches of wire. I want to give myself about 2 inches on either side. So actually maybe like 12 inches would be best. Okay, I'm going to give myself 12 inches of this wire for making my bangle. And then I'm going to grab some 22 gauge wire for wrapping around this core. So this is going to be my core wire, and this is going to be some wire that I wrap around, because 22 gauge will hold it there, but won't be too difficult to bend. And so for this, I'm going to pull off more than the amount over here of the 18 gauge. So this is like 12 inches. I'm going to pull off about, maybe 24, 25, something like that. Maybe 30 inches, 32, something like that. It's going to be a very decent amount of wire that I'm pulling off, because it's going to need to twist around it. So yeah, about 32, 34 inches. That'll do. I'm off camera. I'm doing this on the wire, but it's so big that I'm going to hit my beads, or I'm going to hit the table or the camera. So I'm just doing it over here to this side. And I want to find a center for this wire. So I'm going to put these two ends together and then just pull right here at the bottom of it and give myself a little bit of a bend right there, and then set that aside. That way I'll know where the middle is when I get to that part. All right. Now, of course, she waits until I have started recording to start doing this, but I'm going to want to make a loop on one end of this wire. So about 2 inches down, I'm going to bend this back, and I'm going to use the fattest part of my round nose pliers. You could also use a stepped loop, like a 6-step bill making pliers to make a wider loop on the end, but I want this to go all the way around here to make myself a little loop, because I'm going to make a hook on the other end for closing this bangle once we're done. But I'm going to start us with a little loop, and I'm going to just hold on to that loop and then push this wire around a couple of times to close that up. All right, so now I've got that. I'm going to grab that 22 gauge wire, and I am going to cross it over. In fact, it doesn't have to be right there. I can do it further down, further away, and just move it up towards there. But I'm going to go around the wire like that, once and twice. Hold on. Smush these together a little bit, but I don't want to smush it too much because I want to be able to scooch this down right there to the bottom. All right, now this is going to be a little bit in the way, so I'm moving it right here to the side, and it is small enough that it will fit just perfectly right there next to my desk. I'm so happy about that. This is the one thing about using longer pieces of wire. All right, and now I'm going to put a bead on my 18 gauge wire. This is the core, and I'm going to be stringing these beads onto this core as I go. All right, so I'm holding both of the 22 gauge wires here. And I'm just going to bring one of them around, crossing over the top of this wire. Then I'm going to bring the bottom one up along the other side of the wire. See, so one is on the top and one is on the bottom, above and below that wire. And then I'm putting my one finger against it here. I'm grabbing the other wire and I'm just going to push and twist, and it's awkward because of course it is. There we go. And it's just one little twist around that wire. I'm going to move these out of the way because my wire is going to get caught on them and things are going to go flying. But then we'll put another bead on, and I'm going to cross over the top with this one and pinch the wire if I need to with my finger, and then up from the bottom with this one so that we're on both sides of that wire. And then I'm just going to hold the wire with this and twist this like that. Boom. That was easy. That made it a little bit easier so it wasn't going everywhere. Next one, I'm going to put this bead on. And this wire goes over the top. Let's give a little bend like that. And this wire goes under the bottom. And then I've got one finger on that side, one finger on this side. And then we give it a little twist. And I'm ready to do it again. So it's a pretty easy, pretty simple wire wrapping technique. It should go pretty quickly, but at the end of it, we'll have a pearl bracelet, a pearl bangle made with this wire. Twist. I'm just twisting this whole thing while I'm holding on to these wires. Not this wire, just these two. This one and this one. Oof. Oop. So yeah, this is pretty fun. Ah, that is so cool. So in case you missed it, on New Year's Eve, I hung out with Amy on her channel. I can put a link to that live. We didn't make anything, but we did talk about some of our favorite tools. We also talked about Midwestern salads that aren't really salads. And she announced the project that she is starting with our friend Heather Aston. They are putting together a bead box. It's going to be a collection of beads, like gemstone beads, like high-end stuff that they've been piecing it together, putting it together. It's going to be a limited amount, first come, first serve. It is not a subscription, but once that becomes available for purchase, I will definitely be letting y'all know because I'm very excited about it. It's going to be so much fun. They both have such phenomenal taste in beads. It's going to be so great. I can't wait to share that with y'all. But yeah, that was an announcement that was made during that live. It was so much fun just to hang out with her and to talk with everybody in chat and just to ring in the new year with my beading friends. That was so great. I am so happy that I got to meet her this year and get to know her. It's like, or not this year, it's a new year, isn't it? Last year is when that happened. But oh man, I am really I'm loving the gold with this color of pearl. It is so pretty. Like the box came with silver findings, but man, the gold is just bringing it out, I think. Oop, hey. There's always like several points in wire working when things just get awkward. And I'm making my way through it. All right, over the top and in front, and then around the bottom and in back. And then we spin. Just like that. Just like that. And I think what I want to do is put a couple more on these, and then I'm going to grab that mandrel and I'm going to size it and see how far along I am. And how many more beads I should add until I am done. All right, so 1, 2, 2 more, and then I'm going to start wrapping it around. How did that happen? My bead just went right off of there. Hold on to it when you're doing these, guys. That's what happened. I wasn't holding on to my bead. All right, now I'm going to start bending it around here at about the right spot for this to make a bangle. And I also like how the measurement goes all the way around. Okay, so that is about maybe halfway. Let's look at it. Let's look at it from this side. There we go. Maybe a little bit more than halfway. I'd say I'm about 2/3 of the way there, because I'm going to want to have some room for a hook as well. Down over the top, this one around the bottom, and then twist. Down over the top, like that, around under the bottom, and twist. Couple more. This one goes over the top. This one comes around the bottom and twist. Down over the top, under the bottom, but I gotta get the bead on first. All right, let's put that around the mandrel. Oof. All right, I think maybe 3 more beads. Maybe. I'm gonna do 2 and then see where I end up with. You see how it springs back when you do that? That is super normal for wire to do when you're forming it around something. All right. Let's put this one on. This is a tool I'm definitely using more of because it is so fantastic. All right, one more. I was right with my estimation of like 3 of them. All right. Now for this, I'm going to go around about 3 more times with both of these. 1, 2, 3, like that to end it off. Again, super easy. I could cut off my excess. I'm okay with having a little excess of the 22 gauge wire because I use this gauge of wire for ear wires. So I have at least three pairs of ear wires right here in this. All right, now that is going to be so perfect because I'm going to be bending it about there. But before I do that, I'm going to make myself a little loop right here. I'm going to hold my pliers right here next to this one, or next to those, and I'm going to bend around the smallest part of my round nose pliers. I'm just going to bend around it until it's coming out the other way. And that's just to give myself a little stopper for the loop after I do this. And now about 2 inches down from the end, I'm going to flush cut this. And on the opposite side of the wire from that loop, I'm going to take my round nose pliers again, and I'm going to curl this back like that until it's touching that end of the wire, and give it a little smush with my chain nose pliers. And now I'm going to take the largest part of this, about right there. We're going to bend this wire back towards this. So now I've got myself a little hook. And it fits. I'm so excited. I'm going to grab some more beads and some beading wire, and I'm going to make another bracelet. Okay, I grabbed both of these bead mixes that came in that Curated Bead Box. I grabbed some beading wire, some 2x2 crimp tubes, and a little lobster clasp to add to it. And we're going to do a super quick, super easy 2-strand bracelet. So I'm going to get these guys out here. And these guys out here. And I'm going to do 1 strand white and 1 strand of the blues. Oof. And I'm going to start with the closure, and we're just going to work each strand from the middle outwards, or from one end to the other. So I'm going to want enough wire to be able to have 2 strands. So let's measure it. I'm going to actually make it a little bit bigger than my wrist. And I'm going to want enough wire. Let's see. Enough wire to fit around it, but also for crimping. So that would be about enough wire for once around. And then if we do it the same amount there, because we want to keep some for crimping. There we go. That should be enough wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drop my lobster clasp down to the end of my wire right here at the center. It's going to be one end. And then I'm going to put my crimp tube on both strands at once and drop that down next to my lobster clasp. And I don't want my crimp like right up there choking it, because I do like to have a little bit of wiggle room with my lobster clasp. But now I need my crimp. Oh, there it is. My crimper. All right, and my favorite way of crimping is using the magical crimper. So I've got that right here. It works best on 0.018 and 0.019 wire and 2x2 crimp tubes. And I'm just going to take the center of my crimp. There's only one divot in here. And just center my crimp on it. Give it a smush like that. And that's just going to get the edges smushed. Turn it to the side. Give it another smush. And it's going to start looking a little bit like, oh no, what are you doing, Becky? You're ruining your crimp. But I'm not, because by hitting it from all these different angles, it smooths out those corners, so then you have a nice little ball of crimp, like that. All right, now, let's just start adding some beads on here. I'm going to start with one of these small ones. I don't know if I want to do random or if I want to maybe try some sort of order on here. Maybe we'll just start putting whatever I feel like on here, and it may turn into some sort of order. I really like these tube beads. They're pretty great for adding length. And then maybe if I just alternate these with some of these more crystal-y kind of beads as we go, like that. And maybe one of these big guys for the fun of it. Ooh, why don't we do a section with these little weirdos? I'm going to put them right next to each other so they pop out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5 of them. And then moving them. I'm just alternating them like that. Oh, that's pretty fun. All right, let's put another one of these guys right here. And then maybe another section of these. Do I have more of them? 1, 2. Where's more of these? 3, 4, 5. Is that another one? No, that one goes through the center. There you go. I've always been so hesitant to use these beads in a design whenever I get them, but look how cool they look. All right, and then this other large one. Boom. That's pretty cool. And then I'm gonna just mirror this on the way back down. Boom. One of these crystal-y guys. Another cylinder. Then one of these water droplet guys. Then another cylinder. And a crystal guy. This one right there. And then another cylinder. And one of these. And I'm going to see how long this is. I'm going to use my bracelet mandrel just to see where I'm at with this. And it looks like I still have quite a ways to go on this. So maybe we are just gonna do a whole section that is these guys for an asymmetric bracelet. Yeah. Yes, let's do that. There's no reason that it has to be. I sometimes have trouble with asymmetric designs. Something in my brain wants things to be even, and so this is a challenge for me. And I'm just going to go with it because sometimes those are just the prettiest things to me, even though my brain doesn't want to do it like that. Let's see what size we're at. Oh, that's going to be just about perfect. All right. So what I'm going to do right here is on the end of this, I'm going to grab a bead stopper for this strand. And then I'm going to start working on the other strand. And I'm going to do this one with my blues. My blues. All right, so I'm going to have about that much that way. So why don't I do... Oh, this one has these green ones. So peridot sort of guys. This one. And then these bicones. Like that. I'm just going to stack these a little bit. This is not going to be super matchy, and I'm totally okay with that. 2, like that. I think I'm going to do this section about as long as that one. So when it gets to about here, I'm going to stop and start adding more symmetrical bit for the other side. Or not. Ellen, you are okay, sweet girl. Ellen is straight up not having a good time. She hates it when I am not right next to her, because she can sleep if I'm right next to her, even though I can't do anything. Oh. There we go. Loving this. Okay, I think one more of these with the perm blue. That one. And then this dark blue. That's about the same length. All right. Now for this, I'm gonna want these two sort of in the middle ish. I'm going to have these weirdo guys stacked up right next to each other, like these small ones, but also a couple of these stacked up next to each other too. These blue guys are the light blue guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5 for symmetry's sake. There we go. Like that. It's pretty cool, huh? All right, and then one more of these. And one of these. And then this guy right here. And we're going to put these in the middle. These ones right here, the big ones. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. And let's make these opposite of each other. There we go. Point, 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 point. And then the other side. This is sort of free-flowing whatever I feel like putting on next, I am just going with it. 2, 3, 4. I often will plan things out a little bit more than this, but I'm having fun playing with my new tool and making some bracelets tonight. So that is what I am doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying some new techniques. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. There we go. I do like the way that these like offset each other on these. All right. And now where are we? I guess we're doing 2 of these. No, wait. Are we? Okay, 2 of these next to each other. I guess we're going back down the other way. Or are we just going to keep going with these? I think I might just keep going with these. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. I am challenging myself to not make it symmetrical. Stop freaking out, Becky. It's okay if it's not symmetrical. It'll be okay. It'll be okay, guys. All right, now let's make sure that this is an equal length. I'm gonna need 1 more of these guys. Is it just 1 more? Yep, 1 more. All right. So now what I'm gonna do on this end is I'm going to bring both of these together with 1 crimp. Where are my crimps? What did I do with them? Hey, buddy. I think I dumped all of my beads out on here and might have lost the extra crimp, but that's okay because I've got more. I have more crimps. There they are. Okay, so I'm going to want 2 crimps from this point on. So these 2 will come together here. So these 2 strands, I'm going to crimp the wire right there. See? And I'm going to do it exactly the same way I did it before. Got to center my crimp, give it a smush, then turn this. It's like a 90-degree angle first, and then any other angles, and just keep turning around and doing a smush and turn around and do a smush. It's just a smush. Don't need to Hulk smash, just a little smush. And I'm going to cut one of these off. And I'm going to put this, no, wait. Yeah, no, this one right there, so that I can have another crimp on the other side of this. And then I'm going to bend my wire back around and make a loop to hook my lobster clasp onto. Just like that. And I'm just making sure that it is centered, that there's enough room between the crimp and that bead, and that my loop isn't getting too big. Sometimes it will rotate on you, like the crimp will. It'll rotate along the wire. So you just have to really make sure that you get a different angle for your subsequent ones. Okay. Now I have a double strand bracelet. And it's very, very large. I think it's because I didn't stop and measure it before I started adding things. That would have been the place to stop. It's all right. Sometimes it's nice to have a nice loose bracelet. There we go. Because then you can stack it a little further up on your arm if you have a looser one. Okay, that's fine. What I could do too, I could always go through here, maybe. There we go, now it's adjustable. I should have sized it. I got a whole tool for that and I didn't, but that's okay. I don't mind a loose bracelet. It's better than one that doesn't fit at all. Oh, and if I twist it when I wear it, that'll take up some of the slack actually. You twist it up, because that's kind of a cool idea. So if I twist it, it'll fit a little bit better. There you go, guys. What do you think? Twisted, that fits perfectly. I kind of like it twisted better than... Okay. I like that. I really do. Okay, fantastic. All right, I will put a link to Amy's channel, to the Facebook group, to the curated collection, to the other thing that I made with the curated bead box. I'll put those links. They'll be in the description below. Go and check it out. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope once there is a shop that you guys will go ahead and grab yourself one of these, because they are fantastic. Campbell's Creations. Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I will talk with you later. Happy beading.